How are we doing it? Are we on? To love my technical director who does no direction whatsoever. She's amazing. Anyway, we've got a good show for you tonight, I'll tell you. We have the lovely Caroline Treadwell, who is the Arts Development Officer for Wychavon, talking about a special project that they've got going at the moment. Our Welsh correspondents are going to be sharing a special moment of woodiness, and we've got some great music from Ímar, who he's part of, and you enjoyed last week. I'm sure you'll certainly enjoy this week as well. So, but first of all, we're going to talk about this thing, which is the Mitchells and Butler Ales sign, which has been here for some considerable time, and it's looking its age a little, like me, but there we are. And the thing about this pub is that it's been associated with M&B Brewery in Birmingham for many, many years, and certainly Lola Taplin bought beer from M&B. In fact, it was the only beer you could get. Brew 11, I think, was the brew. Not necessarily of the highest quality in today's terms, Brew 11, but there we are. M&B became part of Bass in due course, were bought by Bass. I don't know if you knew that. And did you know that the first ever trademark was that little red triangle of Bass's? That was the first ever. There you go. Every day's a school day.
Good for quizzes, that.
What?
Good for a quiz.
Good for a quiz, indeed. Now, we found a fantastic photograph of back in the day when M&B were still delivering their beer in wooden barrels. Would you believe it? And you can see there the bar looks fantastic, doesn't it? And you can see, if you look very carefully, you'll see this front bit. The front bit is the existing hatch, today's hatch, but in actual fact the panels are still in place that were only taken away later, I think, when the National Trust took over. And if you really, really look carefully at the picture, you'll see a little hatch about 2 panels along, which is where the off sales used to happen. And if you look at the barrel, you'll see they've got brass taps like this one, very much like this one. This is, and hung in the brew house are the brass taps that were being used back in the 1950s and perhaps 60s. But this brass tap is made by Harry Mason of Birmingham, and Harry Mason are still going to this day. And when I put new beer engines into the pub after the fire, guess where they came from? Harry Masons of Birmingham. Isn't that a lovely story of continuity? But there we are. So that's a story inspired by this lovely old sign. But I mentioned to you earlier that we would be going over to our Welsh correspondents. Here we go.
Hi Fleecies. We're back to the usual Welsh weather, sort of grey and rainy. It's difficult to try and think of new things to show or say, but as you know, one of the problems I've had during lockdown is keeping Spike occupied with no festivals to go to and get ready for. Now, other people's men might do something in the house, decorating or what have you. Spike decided to build an extension. Not to the house, I might add, but to the shed. So here is Spike's lovely woodshed extension. Take care all, bye.
So, hollyhocks, aren't they lovely today? Beautiful. So now we're going to show you a recording that I did last week, actually late last week, with Caroline Treadwell of Wychavon District Council and a special project. And I'm joined today by Caroline Treadwell, who is the Arts Development Officer for Wychavon District Council. Welcome, Caroline. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Nigel. And yourself?
I'm all right, actually, yeah. Despite the rain. No temptation to sing today in the rain, I have to say. So, what does your role with Wychavon involve as an Arts Development Officer?
So the Arts Development Officer role sort of sits within like the community development team. So we've got a sports development officer, a youth bus officer, community development officer. And so within the sort of arts development role, it's to kind of support artists to be able to develop their creative practice with opportunities, also to look at advocating for how like the arts can contribute towards council promises, and also to look at kind of increasing opportunities for people to engage in the arts within the district a bit more generally as well.
Fantastic. Sounds a great job, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
very lucky.
Yeah. So the reason I asked you to join us today was about this thing called the memory bank. Can you tell us about that? How it's where the idea came from and what it's all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the sort of start of the lockdown, then we were doing sort of a community mapping exercise, sort of looking at what support groups were starting up across the district to look where there might be areas of need. And one thing that kind of came across through doing that was just this amazing level of kind of community action, everybody pulling together. And so then my discussions with our comms team, they sort of decided that we needed to really do something to kind of capture that in order to be able to share what has happened with future generations, to also be able to look at, I guess, how we can create some sort of legacy from this period of time as well. And obviously the arts is hugely powerful as a communication tool. So we've not yet kind of said what is going to happen with all of this information that is being submitted. And we've tried to kind of keep it as broad as possible, you know, songs and artwork, photographs, diary extracts, videos, anything really that people want to contribute. And then once we're sort of a bit further down the line, we can look at it collectively and see what might be the best way to sort of showcase that, I guess. Yeah.
So is it coming in digitally then, what people are sending? Okay.
So what I thought was, I don't know if it's possible to do this, but I could send you the various links for where people can upload to.
Yeah, we can absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can put that then on our Facebook page and so forth. And
yeah, that would be.
That'd be great actually. Yeah. Yeah. So it's quite straightforward then to be able to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And the big thing is as well is that it's very open to people's interpretation, because everyone's had such a different experience. And also, you know, if people have lost somebody during this time, then we've also said, you know, if they wanted to upload a photograph or some sort of dedication to them or something like that as well, that would be great. Yeah, that's the memory bank idea really, and it's kind of evolving, and I had not too sure in terms of how long it will be open for, but I think it will be certainly for the foreseeable, because we're still very much in.
And is there any way people at the moment can access the contributions you've already had?
Not currently, but that definitely is something that you know, we can look at doing, because I think that would be really interesting, wouldn't it, as a sort of, and also perhaps to make it a bit more of a like collective decision in terms of how those different extracts become a community resource as well. I think that would be really interesting to get other people's take on that as well. So.
Okay, thank you. And well, obviously that's not the only thing you're doing. You've got other projects on the go as well. Is there any of those that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so we've recently launched, it's called Looking In, Reaching Out. So it was basically a few artists were commissioned to explore sort of how their creative practice had enabled them to look inwards and reach out to others during the pandemic. And the brief was that the work would need to kind of be showcased pretty much entirely online. So we're releasing those videos at the moment over our Facebook page, our community development Facebook page, and also on our YouTube channel. So the third artist, and they're sort of all working in different creative mediums. We've got sort of artist that's working in clay, that's done a stock frame animation. We've got an illustrator, we've got mixed media artists, we've got video artists, we've got a dancer as well. So yeah, so I can definitely put those links as well into the email to if you were with the video. So we're just hoping really that people are gonna be inspired by those, and we've got sort of a Looking In, Reaching Out hashtag as well for if anyone wants to share the work that they've produced as well.
Okay. That's amazing, thank you. Loads going on though. I think that's brilliant. Yeah. So you might be locked down, but you're certainly keeping very busy, I guess.
Yeah, trying to. And I think now that, with you saying about reopening, I think now it's looking at how, the arts move into the outdoor space in a non-crowded way, isn't it? So yeah, interesting again time to be working on things. So yeah.
Okay, well, Caroline, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll put all those details out on the website and on our Facebook and stuff for you, so I hope people will get involved, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much for the opportunity, Nigel.
Well, thank you, Caroline. I think what a fantastic idea to save those memories of these difficult times. We're going to put some stuff together and send it, definitely. So thank you very much, Caroline, for joining us on Fleece TV. I've had a few comments. Spike's, thank you very much, Spike Pam, for that lovely woody video earlier. But apparently Spike's craving a pickled walnut. Be careful what you wish for, is what I say. Helen says hi, and Jean, and hi Jan, and Linda says hi, and Matt's watching. Matt, send us a picture of the dog and the pony. We need that picture, we need it. And Mike's watching. Hi Mike. And John, and Gremlins are go too apparently, or is it me, says Mr. Canning. I don't know, Andy. I don't know. Wind. I think the wind is the issue this evening, this very eve. But let me refer to my notage. Oh yes, it's time for Julian's joke.
I've been very lonely recently, so I put a message on the Lonely Hearts Club site. I like going for long walks, having cool cold drinks and stroking your hair in the evening. I got one reply from a Yorkshire Terrier.
There's the noisiest blackbird on the top of our barn. I don't know if you can see it. Noisy, noisy, noisy blackbird. So, we've come pretty much towards the end of the show tonight. Oh, sorry, did I scare you? But I mentioned I mean, you joined us the other last week, and we are now able to show his performance with the wonderful Ímar. It's called The Grind, this piece. So enjoy, and good night from Fleece TV.